Welcome to the first episode of Questbound Realms. Before we get into it, let's go through some more small introductions, starting over here at this end of the table.
My name's Bramble. I'm a paladin, and I am a satyr. I'm Peaches. I'm a druid, and my race is a wood elf.
I am playing King, the sorcerer, and I'm a little weird.
I'm playing Nathaniel Fable Ashmore. I am a human revised ranger, and I'm an outlander background.
Great. With that out of the way, let's begin in earnest. We begin in a field, a very familiar field for you, Peaches. You recognize it, but it's more like deja vu. You know you're dreaming. It's a place where you remember, but you don't know how or why. It's very cloudy. Then it hits. The memory is blurry, but it's getting clearer. It's coming back to you. You start to get your bearings. You see colors, shapes, voices, bursts of noise, waves of energy that rock your whole being. As you see fire and you feel your feet running without knowing why, your heart pounding, you start forgetting this is a dream. As the shapes around you solidify into silhouettes of people, you start to understand why you're running so hard. Spheres of flame and vitriol expand and explode in the distance. Lines of pure magic and electricity tear through the fields of black and green flowers you find yourself in. The faces of those around you seem familiar. They are running as well, protecting something, protecting you. A man alongside you, tall, sullen man that you recognize as a mentor and guide, though you don't know why, is struck through the chest with a bolt of energy, and he's gone. The woman to your right, you recognize even more clearly. She looks very much like you. Your group gets tighter as the hail of fire and ice rains around you. Figures in the distance fall. They hover above the destruction. Some rain down more as they run and as they chase. There's no distinguishing between friend and foe. Then you hear what sounds like hundreds of wings. No, just one pair. It's too unified. The wing beats are so loud, and you know what it is before you see it. A massive silver dragon, a tidal wave of frost and rime that leaves the field covered in frozen statues. Friends, people you knew. It's gone just as quickly as it arrived, and you keep running. But before you can get your bearings again, you are launched. A pain shoots through your head, and you're suddenly flying through the air. As you land on a wagon, you can't do anything. You are still. Everything is pain. This was the plan, though. Wagons, horses, this is where you were running. You're there, but you're the only one here. And as everything goes dark, you feel the wagon begin to shoot forward. The nightmare ends. And Fable, you wake up, experiencing this dream as well. Two figures laying on ferry deck. It's cold, very early in the morning. Fable, as you're waking up, would you care to describe yourself?
I am 6'2", regular kind of white guy, really. I have a scraggly long beard and short, shaggy black hair. My face is tanned and weathered from the outdoors with rough sores all over my hands, calluses over my knuckles, and my palms are all broken in and stuff. Adorned is a cloak that matches the environment, whatever plants and stuff that's nearby. He slowly has been adding to it. So there's some flowers, some weeds, some branches that have been attached to it slowly as he's been traveling through. And carrying with him is like the scene in the stupid scene in The Hobbit, where they're being disarmed, and it's like in their boots and their pants and their legs. It's like he's got the blades like that. But most of them are TSA hazard. Yeah. My TSA. You do not want to fly with this guy.
TSA's biggest nightmare is this guy.
Yeah. He does in fact have a special compartment for his pipe and tobacco. There we go. The most notable feature about him that is the least human is that he has one elvish yellow eye. It is his left eye. I totally didn't decide that.
Sorry, no.
Nice. Which eye? Yeah. It's because backstory reasons.
Backstory. What?
What?
We pull away from Fable just a bit to get a better standing on this deck of the ferry. You too spent the night on the ferry coming into port. You, Fable, look over to see your companion, still sort of not sleeping, just sort of sitting there, resting. King, would you care to describe yourself?
So, sitting next to him is a figure who looks like they've worn the same set of clothes for an entire year. Those clothes were not owned by them before that time. Rough, old farmer's clothes, dirt, bits of grass and other things are just covered and peeking out from the sleeves. Bugs sort of crawl in and out. As sort of watching my companion stir, I just kind of... I've never understood why you do that.
He likes sleep.
You all just kind of turn off for a while.
It's because his brain gets tired of listening to you.
Well,
I gotta just block you out for a few moments from my sanity.
I feel like you did most of the talking yesterday. In fact, I forgot to ask my questions. You asked me a lot of questions.
You asked a lot of questions.
I feel like I didn't ask nearly as many as you did.
We have different memories of the situation.
It was a long night.
Yeah, that we agree on, so...
We pull away from this. This goes on for another few minutes, back and forth. You two get ready. You come into port. You're in the back of the ferry, so people don't disturb you. And it was an overnight trip, so you two were really the only passengers. You pay your way, Fable, just a few copper. And you step off into the city of Wildfell. The city's yours for a bit. Where are you starting to head off to?
Well, I would assume first to link back up with any sort of ranger enclave building. Hopefully give this guy some clothes and direction and guidance and get him hypothetically out of
your hand.
Out of my hand.
Yeah.
So not my responsibility.
Are you looking to do anything, King?
I think King is having the time of his life.
Yeah.
It has been a while since he's probably been able to be in a city like this, and he feels a lot safer having sort of protection.
Having a guy with a sword.
Yeah. Yeah, because King by himself looks like an easy target, but having this tough ranger guy with him is like, it's reassuring. So he's just kind of taking in the sights.
Got the cojones for it now. So.
Yeah, he's enjoying just looking around and seeing how people live their general lives.
Don't touch that.
But it looks so fun to touch.
It's a bomb.
Why do they just have that sitting around?
Well, it's his, and typically people know that you don't, grab it from his belt.
Yeah, but, why would he just have that?
Well, because he's a man and he can purchase what he likes, and unfortunately it's unregulated, but that's a political issue I'm not willing to teach you at.
What are politics?
I'm just not gonna. That's not my something. Sorry. No, it's not my role in life to teach youngsters.
Dawn breaks on the city of Wildfell. The feller that was illegally purchasing a bomb on the docks.
Well, it was legally purchased. That's the problem.
That was legally, my bad. It was legally purchased.
And I tried to steal it.
Yes. King tried to steal a legally purchased bomb. Wonderful.
Cannon.
Wild.
The man moves on with his newly purchased weaponry. Only a few folks are milling about.
I imagine the whole time I'm tugging on King's
Yeah, no, you're definitely tugging King along.
It's like the kids with the backpack leading.
Yeah. That's how I imagine it too. I'm like, off.
Yeah.
My dog. I'm like,
yes.
off. King, off.
But I want to touch you.
As you enter the city, dawn just broke. You're an early riser. You enter the city, you're walking through, not many folks are out and about. There's a few going to the warehouses in the area of the city known as the Planks. Wildfell itself is bisected by a river, and there's a bridge connecting, but the planks also connect the entire city. They run along the entire coast of where the city rests. As you get deeper into the city, morning rises, people start making their way to the various lumber mills on the outskirts of town and the warehouses on the planks. And we're going to pull out for a moment and move over to our other group of individuals, our other pair, Peaches and Bramble. You were going back a moment. Peaches, you are just waking up from the nightmare. And just like always, you've only had this specific nightmare a couple times, and you can never really remember anything. It's only inside the actual dream that you remember what's going on. So you lose it, and you're frustrated with yourself. You don't know what you could have done differently. You start waking up. Bramble is laying beside you in a small stable on the outskirts of town. You paid a couple copper to an innkeeper to let you sleep in the stable, and that's where you're waking up. Peaches, would you care to describe yourself for us?
Yes. Peaches is, like I already said, a wood elf. She's not very tall, on the shorter side, very small in general, very small build. Pale skin with a green tinge. Darker hair, also with a greenish tinge, but her eyes are like blood red, very deep red. The only thing she really has on her, she has a dress that is white with red details, boots, a very simple cloak, and then weapons, most notably being a moonsicle.
As you look over to Bramble, your companion, Bramble, would you care to describe yourself as you start waking up?
Bramble is this pretty tall satyr. He's got long hair, pretty messy, crazy. He's got a few braids in it. He has a lot of miscellaneous plants in his pockets and in his hair, and probably some hay in his hair from waking up.
Like the guy, like the Zootopia moose man.
Yeah.
The yak.
That's a
basic.
Yeah,
That's a
yak.
yeah.
It's just that would matter.
Call back. I don't know what to. Something or nothing.
He does have clothes on.
That's that's important.
Yeah. And he's just pretty muscular, pretty tan, got a lot of sunspots. He's got lots of random trinkets and sticks and stuff.
What's his favorite one?
It probably has a little like bird that he carved out of wood.
That's adorable.
Carries it around. Good look.
Great. You two start getting ready for the day. You don't have many possessions to get ready. You just sort of wake up and are at it. Up and at 'em. You do have somewhat of a purpose here. I'll remind you in case you've forgotten. You two were investigating rumors of Peach's past. There were wanted posters that showed a woman very similar looking to Peach's. This half-human woman with very fine features, very similar to Peach's. You're looking for evidence in Wildfell because you heard lots of rumors of something going down that might have something to do with your past. What do you want to do? The city is yours.
I want to walk around for a bit, maybe browse like the market.
I guess I can describe Wildfell more so than I could last time. Okay, so Wildfell is split into 5 main districts. There's the district you are currently in, Southgate, or the very self-descriptive southern district that touches the Southgate, the main gate into Wildfell. And it sort of moves along from there. To the left of the Southgate district is the Chimneys district, the mostly residential and apartments district. People live there. Not many businesses at all. Moving towards the Planks is where you'll get the actual marketplace. Southgate has some markets, but it's mostly along the Planks that you'll get the markets. And then split off from the Southgate to the right across the river is the Scaled district, which is where you'll find the Temple of Bahamut and some religious folk there. Many denizens of Wildfell regularly visit the Scaled Quarter just for some peace of mind, I guess. And then on the far side of the city past the Scaled district is the Manor district, the place of the warehouse barons and nobility that have made a name for themselves in some way or form. That's the city in a nutshell.
I think we just head to the market, look for some breakfast, and then, we just gotta keep an eye out for suspicious characters.
Okay, so moving towards the market, looking for shady individuals.
Yeah.
Great.
Pretty much. And
In general, characters of interest that look weird.
Also, people who take interest in.
Okay, so people that come up to.
Because.
Gotcha.
Or give us weird food.
Yeah.
Has a one of the wanted posters like, have you seen this lady? Mm-hmm. And also, beware of a dragon.
Yeah. It is funny because you look almost exactly like the wanted poster. Yeah. So people get confused occasionally. And then they get even more confused at the mention of a dragon.
Someone who looks like me.
Generally, people are confused.
It's not a criminal. It's my twin.
It's my twin. Okay. Peaches and Bramble, as you move into the more popular district, people are moving about. People are doing call outs. There are merchants peddling their wares. The average scene in one of these cities. In order to maybe find something of interest, I'll have one or both of you roll perception checks.
19.
Dang.
Let's go.
Bramble, I'll just say Peaches might see this as well. You see a few rugged looking individuals passing around. You see quite a few groups of maybe 1 or 2 of them. And Peaches, you put up your hood just in case they're, looking for you, the person on the wanted poster. You two look very similar, as I've said many times, so you could be confused as such. You keep to the down low, and you see a particularly interesting group of individuals that rings a bell for you, Peaches. You can't place it. One of them is a Goliath with a greatsword on his back, and 3 humans. One female with 2 daggers, and the other 2 males with just long swords. One of them has a large shield on his back as well. A few of them have runed objects, like objects that have magical runes carved into them. They look more high grade than the other brutes that you've seen wandering around the roads, outside Wildfell and inside Wildfell. Do you want to follow them?
Yes.
They're currently just going about their business. How closely are you following you?
How am I walking up to him? Hey, yeah.
That's on par.
As you approach, you get a better look. This Goliath is extremely scarred, not from like being cut or slashed repeatedly, not from like animal marks, but he is burned heavily. Half of his side is incredibly burned. The other humans look rather nondescript, I guess is a good way to put them. It looks like they haven't seen much, if they are fighters, haven't seen much combat. Their gear looks very well constructed and well put together. No marks on it or anything. And they enter into a small alleyway before you manage to reach them. And as you turn, they're conversing with some business owner, and the Goliath turns after conversing just quick. Have you seen this person or whatever? And you realize they're holding up the same wanted poster that you're holding. Do you do anything besides approach?
Yeah, I walk up and be like, hey, do I know you? And also, are your burns from like a dragon by chance? Because there is a dragon in town, and I'm wondering if, do I know you? I walk up like behind her because I was a little delayed. She was like straight.
Yeah, booking it for these individuals.
I also like I'm waving my poster. Well, I like kind of walk up behind her and like grab the back of her dress, kind of pull her back a little bit.
I think the damage has been done.
Yeah.
So as soon as you sort of like, hey there, hey, and start, peddling your pamphlets, the Goliath immediately seems to like recognize you. Not really, but just more of like target acquired type of a deal. He looks a little shocked, like, oh, we just ran into this individual that we're looking for? Wonderful. Reaches for his greatsword, pauses for a minute, smiles to himself, because, like, his catch just wandered up to him. This is wonderful. And he unsheathes his greatsword.
Whoa, that's not me.
Are you doing anything?
I'm like, doing the backup.
Okay.
Walk back.
Both of you roll charisma checks.
I wish you guys could see Andrew's face as he was trying to decide.
I was really trying to decide whether or not to kill these characters. Session 1.
He was fighting his mind to just kill her right on the spot.
And you take 37 points of damage.
What did you roll?
7.
How does a 49 hit?
Not great. Okay. Let's
8. That's so much better.
Okay. That is so much better. I'm going to roll behind the screen. If I roll lower than you folks, something good is going to happen. And if I don't, let's take the average.
I'm manifesting.
If I roll lower than a 9. Okay. If I roll a 9 or higher, something good will happen.
Okay.
That's a nat 1.
Yeah!
That is a nat 1.
Good.
Wow.
Okay, man. It worked out.
Look at it. That is a nat 1.
Get destroyed.
We need to teach you about Stranger Things.
So I'm just gonna say, you see like this shopkeeper, this like burly old rotund man, probably in his 50s or 60s, look at you, have a moment of like, maybe I should do something to distract these guys so they can run. They look innocent. That moment flashes across his face and it is gone. He feels almost no sympathy for letting these thugs take you and immediately sort of like closes up. Like, I don't want to see this type of emotion on his face. These mercenaries are also looking very cocky and confident. They're not like making any moves. The female human is approaching you, but the other 3 are just sort of standing there waiting, weapons drawn. What do you do?
I draw my moonsickle. I kick the female woman in the knee.
Oh, okay.
And I need to pass this as the throne.
Whoa.
So you're just going into it.
Yeah, okay.
Aggressive.
Let's do this.
I'm going to say she didn't expect... Well, I'm going to roll an insight check for her. What's your charisma score? Or modifier, sorry.
0.
To 10.
Okay.
Do they find my knee kick endearing, or are they mad at me?
I'm going to say it's a little like, aw, but also like, oh, come on. The lady dodges your kick pretty easily. She saw it coming. Are we entering combat here? Because you've made an attack, but
she's not swiping around.
Yeah.
But she's like making
Okay.
a radius. You know?
making a radius.
Don't touch me.
Okay. Are you making noise or anything? Are you doing it? Are you keeping quiet?
I'm quiet. Hey, Bramble's like, wait.
Okay, so Bramble,
Like waving my hand, white flag.
Bramble's
I'm like,
making noises.
whoa.
Peaches is
Hey.
being silent.
Glaring.
Okay, so you folks are at this point surrounded. I'm gonna be honest. I expected you to run,
Oh,
and I was gonna.
whoops.
Yeah, this is great though. I know. I really should have expected it.
This is your fault.
It is my fault. Yeah. Screw my planning, I guess. I don't know.
I will.
Huh?
As they surround you, actually, we're gonna cut away. Fable and King, you've been wandering the streets. Fable, you know one of the most direct routes through the city.
Stop. Wait for it to cross. Go now. Go. Faster.
You keep an eye on King. He's a little slow. He gets caught up with small things. And as you're passing through one of the smaller markets in the city, you've missed this, Fable, but King has stopped at an alley filled with individuals, one of which is all but screaming bloody murder at, trying not to be, accosted by individuals. And the other five are silent.
Is this like the circus? Because I remember a circus from where I grew up, and circuses are bad where I grew up. Is this like the circus?
You could call it the circus if that works for your language.
Well, we should probably stop it then, because circuses are bad.
You see a tall individual, a Goliath. You can't quite get features at this distance. They're at the far end of the alley. But you hear him rather loudly declare, "You're going to come with us. It's a long walk back, so if you could just comply with little Elvie here." And he points to the female approaching another group of two.
As I see them, I ready in action to shoot the Goliath
Okay.
with the bow.
Great.
If it is aggressive toward me or what is considered my allies.
Make an insight check for me. Just
insight
against
check?
the whole group.
Against the whole
Yeah.
group? I just have pretty good insight.
Decent check.
My first roll with this was a 15.
That's pretty good. 15 insight. Okay. You do see the piece of paper that one of them was flailing about. Sort of like, hey, you heard a bit of the beginning of this interaction, but you weren't really paying mind to it because sometimes people are just loud in this city.
There was, like there's pigs on the street, so that's a horse.
Yeah. As you were explaining, you heard some things. You saw this wanted poster.
It's a mule.
And these two individuals, a half-elf woman and a satyr man, are seemingly being aggressively accosted by a group of what looks like sellswords of some kind. That is the situation.
Probably the satyrs and the rat because I'm a ranger.
Because I'm a satyr.
So
All satyrs are good.
Is half it?
I think it's donkey.
Or donkey?
It's half goat. I thought this was common knowledge, you guys.
I'm in character.
A satyr is half goat.
Okay, in character, I said goat. In character, I still said pig.
Okay, lovely. Are you two doing anything before?
Like I do like a little whistle.
Mhm.
I don't want to peak the microphones, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
gotcha.
That probably peaked. No, it wasn't too bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, like a little.
I'm going to say the woman stops at this. The other three are still sort of actively surrounding the two individuals, but the woman who was reaching for this half elf, wood elf?
Not half.
Thank you for correcting me.
Full elf.
Full elf, a full elven woman. So
Oh, you're half elf, half wood.
I'm gonna stay.
they stop.
I'm gonna stay 30 feet away.
Okay,
So
so
I'm gonna stay 40 feet away.
40 feet away.
I imagine within longbow range.
Yeah.
they have to dash to get.
Gotcha.
So basically, that's the point.
I imagine King starts to walk forward and Fable just like grabs and pull back.
Yeah, I'm like,
There's yeah.
Behind, stay. Oh.
Okay.
King, stay back.
You hear the
Don't try forward. Don't kill anyone.
the human woman sort of look and call out to you. What business do you have?
Pretty, I was gonna say the same thing. So it seems to me 4 armed individuals are assaulting a little girl and a satyr. So I'm gonna have to go and declare yourselves the antagonists and ask again, but to you instead. What the hell are you doing?
Listen, there's been some assumptions made. We are simply returning these two to their rightful position.
Hey, I'm not a part of this. Leave me out.
That is not me.
Leave me out.
What do you mean this isn't
That's
you?
not
She
me.
points to the wanted poster. That's
It's
very
not-
clearly.
Hey, that is not me. Look.
That is very clearly you.
If you look closely, this one has a freckle.
Right. I am
Freckle.
sick of this. Torb, have you got this? And the Goliath, yeah, just take them out, whatever. They're dead or alive. And the woman reaches for a dagger. Great. I'm going to say roll to attack, and then everyone else roll for initiative.
Okay, I was gonna text you during this conversation. I've cast minor illusion.
Actually, forget initiative. Forget initiative.
Oh, dang it. I didn't really
Well, we'll say you can act first.
I forgot I have a +8 to initiative. 21 to initiative. And then
Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore.
my attack.
Do you want me to make it matter again?
No, it's fine. Because I
So-
rolled a 6.
I got 17
Yikes.
with the longbow.
Okay. Who are you aiming for? The Goliath.
Yes. Okay. That was what my
Yes. Your instincts. All the humans were looking at the Goliath for if what they were doing was okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That hits the Goliath just barely. Roll damage.
Not great. 5. 5 damage.
5 damage.
Level 2.
Level 2.
Wait, actually, hold on. Wait, it's favorite enemy. So 7.
Boy.
Okay.
It's not that
Great.
deep.
So you hit the armored Goliath. He isn't heavily armored. It's small metal plates, mostly leather, a banding. Strike him in his shoulder. Doesn't go super deep because you were sort of aiming through a couple individuals, but it definitely hits. He doesn't like it. Blast! And he raises his hand and shoots something at you. A burst of energy emerges from his hand. What is your AC against?
Currently, it's a 14.
That's all right, because that is a 10 with all of his bonuses. He rolled not great. The other 3, sort of not understanding the situation, this dude just shot, that wasn't even part of the interaction. This random dude just shot their leader. They don't know what to do anymore. The woman sort of looking around, throws her knife at the nearest thing, which was King, edging towards the group. What is your AC?
11.
11.
Get back here right now. God damn it.
That's a dirty 20 on her end.
gotta get a dog whistle.
That is
Ooh, that's
leash.
clunk.
I gotta get a child leash for King.
Sorry.
You guys don't know what he looks like yet.
That is 7.
No, but
points-
after this, I'll get
7 points of piercing damage to King. Ouch. Is anyone else doing anything real quick from the player's end before the others act?
So I cast
You cast minor
illusion during that conversation
Yeah.
to basically, it's a setup for what I'm going to do next.
Okay.
Right now, it's just silence. But then I guess in 6 seconds, so probably after all this, they're going to be hearing the sounds of something large moving along the roofs.
Gotcha.
My plan is to then cast silent image, and then the minor illusion sound is going to match with the silent image.
I'm going to say, I'll allow you to do this because there was some grace period of these sellswords being cocky in their work.
I
So-
casted during the conversation, so it was on.
I'll say it's a very low DC. I'm just going to say roll a charisma check to time them well, I guess. That's all I'll make you do.
charisma or intelligence.
Is your spellcasting mod or...
My spell is charisma,
Okay,
so
then I would use charisma. It's more matching spells than actually getting the timing right. So
9.
9. Okay.
9.
The DC was 10.
Dude.
So
That's tragic.
I'll say it doesn't line up perfectly, but as sort of violent interactions are occurring, they are distracted by the sound, the 3.
And no, I haven't cast silent image yet.
Yeah.
It's
just the sound. They're distracted a bit. The 2 humans look up and sort of ready themselves. A few spells are cast. The Goliath casts something on his greatsword that you can't see and also looks up at the roofs because they don't see these 2, Peaches and Bramble, as a threat, really. They only really see Fable as a threat. And right now, he's knocking another arrow, currently not a threat. So they are distracted right now. Is there anything you guys would like to do while they're distracted? This is all very, kilter.
Sound going right now.
The sound is going right now. So you 2 hear it as well. Bramble and Peaches.
I'm really scared of the sound, but also the elevation is starting to freeze up.
Okay.
I'm starting to try to hide somewhere. I'm looking for the nearest exit.
You're looking. Okay, so this alleyway is sort of imagine the back end of a restaurant against an apartment building. It's that sort of vibe. So there's a business, and that's where they were talking with this individual, and this is sort of the back door area. The far end of the alleyway is closed off, it's another building. Just a wood shack, so you could break through it if you wanted, but it's closed off. And the end, there's one opening basically. Yeah.
And
You're stuck. Are there any spells you want to fire off? Any actions you want to do? Or are you just freezing?
Leaving her like defensive position is kind of like freezing, like looking up.
Okay.
I might cast Thunderous Smite, but I don't know what that does. Can I have to find like that? What are you trying to do?
I got the alert feed also.
Yeah.
Should be in the.
It's not.
You're good.
But then I remembered I had it, and then now I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Alert is great. Okay, we're gonna sort of, this whole interaction has been very like, oh, who's going, what's happening. I'm gonna describe what happens next because it's a little unexpected for everyone in this situation. Unbeknownst to all of you, and like kind of funny that you made a sound on the roof, because as they look up towards the roof, they see a very short, very stout individual with a large sword. And on the other side, on the taller, what seems to be rickety housing, taller than the business, on that roof is an individual holding all of you make intelligence checks for me, I guess, to know what this individual is holding. If you got above a 15,
I got an 18.
okay. So,
Because I got
Fable and King. King, you've experienced this on some of your ventures to the southern coast.
because I get advantage on intelligence. So, yeah.
Yeah. Fable, you know this from a few Cavalier pirates that have come through Wildfell and your territory wielding, indeed, firearms. Very, very rudimentary firearms, but still deadly. Fable you recognize as a Firbolg. In fact, you might recognize this individual. They look eerily familiar in a way that you can't place. As all of you sort of freeze up, a very loud bang rings out, something not a lot of you are used to. One of the male humans' head is struck by something. It doesn't create a massive exit wound, but you can tell something hit the head and he's now on the ground. And the dwarf then subsequently jumps off of the roof and plunges a greatsword into the other male human. Santa's craziness.
Man, it's December.
Santa's coming to town, and you know,
Santa be a dwarf.
Santa would
Dwarves work. Elves. Oh wait.
Like gnomes. Haven't you seen the what's it?
Haven't you seen
So the
Guardians
last-
of the
Rise of the Guardians?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Galaxy. It says a toss.
Everyone sort of freezes up. I just want to run through the events again. These mercenaries were in an alleyway talking to a business owner about an individual that may or may not be in Wildfell. That individual, they think, randomly shows up in their alleyway with another individual. And then subsequently, their leader is struck by an arrow, and two other members of their group are immediately murdered by individuals on roofs that no one knows.
Yeah. Okay.
A rather odd series of events. Yeah.
Things are getting freaky.
Things are getting freaky. I'm gonna say, Fable, you act again first before anything else happens.
I grab King and I get the heck out of Dodge.
Where are we going?
Behind cover.
As you sort of exit the alleyway, you realize that you recognize this part of town. Like you've passed through here, not only going through Wildfell, but for other reasons.
I run errands there.
You run errands there. You've done a few.
Anchor at the end of the street.
Yeah. You hear a voice from another business across the street go,
Hey, over here. Fable, it's been a while. Over here.
You recognize the voice, but you can't see them. They're sort of hiding. Peaches and Bramble. Is there anything you do in this chaos?
Hey, so I noticed that these guys are running.
Yeah.
And they seem to be on our side because he shot big bad guy.
They had surrounded you, but two of them are dead and the other two are reeling to like do something.
I'm a satyr. I'm gonna jump over those dead.
Great.
That's cool. That's cool. Is that a lit? You're just like,
Yeah. Hop. You can hop.
That's a good strategy.
I'm going to say just roll, just to like get out of the alley unscathed.
Okay.
Bramble roll and just an athletics, I guess, or acrobatics if you want. Athletics, I think.
Yeah, that's the muscles.
Yeah.
Let's do athletics because I'm.
We'll do your athletics.
yeah, do it. Yeah.
Oh.
Peaches, are you following? Are you trying to get out of here?
The gunshot, like, it's like shocked her so bad she like kind of like started falling over.
Mhm.
She's just like scrambling to like
Leave?
literally move.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you're moving with Bramble. Make either just a straight dexterity check, or like if you want to use an action, I guess, to disengage because you haven't like done anything. Except kick them. But that was a while ago. So I'm going to say actually no roll required for you if like Bramble makes a path. So what did you roll?
I rolled a 5.
Okay.
We're staying
5?
here.
So I'm going to say
Yeah, I have a +4. I rolled a 5.
So you two get out I'm just going to say the woman, the female human with her daggers, swipes Bramble on the way out as a sort of like, no, get back here. What is your AC? 16. Okay. That is a 14. So she just barely misses anyway.
Up. I rolled a 5.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Bad rolling on my part.
Combat. Not in like psychologicalness, but just like physicality.
I tried to make it as weird as possible.
I got hit by a freaking, what did I get hit by? An arrow?
A dagger. Which, by the way, is still like sticking into your clothes.
Yeah.
You have a dagger now.
It's part of the fashion. Your fashion.
You run out, and you see these two, Fable and King, go and enter into seemingly a storefront, a business, with its shutters closed and candles out.
Yeah, so we go in with them.
Do you?
I want to go. At this point, Peaches is so out of it that she'll just follow the one person she knows, which is Bramble.
Okay. So you follow. I guess the whole group as you enter. Fable, you do recognize this person, though it's been a while. You recognize this person as Otis, your friend in town who you know as a purveyor of jewelry, some smithing, some just collection of interesting artifacts and
there is trinkets.
Trinkets is a good word for it.
Said crazy, did you?
It has been maybe 2 or 3 years since you last saw him. You've had some interaction. Otis occasionally helps you smuggle. As you lift your hand, you do the whole bro clap. Yeah. Last time he was helping the Conclave smuggle some refugees across Wildfell. So you also know him as sort of a smuggler, a roguish individual, if you will. Since you last saw him, he has aged. You can tell. Like, stress has gotten to him. You don't know what from. It's certainly been a while.
It's been longer than I realized, I guess.
Why were you fighting those spellblades back there?
They were assaulting a little girl and a satyr. So
I see that. Nice to meet you. And he extends a hand toward Peaches.
They followed us in.
You're weird. And he points to King.
My name's King.
Good to meet you.
What do you fear the most?
Is that a normal question from this one?
Well, everyone asks me questions when I meet them.
I guess I
started asking questions too.
Death on a surface level, I guess. I fear death. Is that a good enough?
I've heard it before.
Even weirder than I thought. What's your deal? Can we describe? Actually, I recognize.
Can we describe?
No, you're different. You're different.
Peaches is just like 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, no, he's addressing Peaches, but Peaches is definitely not.
I reach out and I shake Peach's hand. Nice to meet you.
Did you just grab it?
No,
like,
we just shook it real life, so I feel like that's what we
No, that was not.
Oh, that was
not. That was
Okay.
sorry.
I reach out for the satyr's hand. I say, "My name is Fable."
Keep referring to me as the satyr, and I feel a little offended.
I won't like just because we don't know names yet. I don't know your name yet, too.
So maybe I used to be offended.
Now that you've all sort of joined in a smaller space, King, if you would describe yourself
in this moment of the tension dropping, standing before you, it looks like someone's scarecrow stood up and started walking. Their clothes are old farmers' clothes, bits of hay and grass and other stuffing sticking out of them. Newly added is a dagger, which they're taking out, and as it comes out, like some hay falls out, and they're just kind of sticking the dagger to basically fill what it did. For a head, there's just a large smiling pumpkin. You're not sure if there's something underneath. It looks like either someone stole a scarecrow and is wearing it, or someone's scarecrow has left their field undefended.
As you collect yourselves in this space, you see 3 other individuals besides Otis in here. Otis, he's a human, probably mid to early 30s. Doesn't have any noticeable scarring or battle worn. He seems to be your average Joe on the outside. Pleasant clothes. The other 3 individuals in here with him are a very short individual, a goblin, wearing some interesting rags and such, wielding a short bow, aimed currently at the weird one, King. After this goblin, you see a very tall individual as well in sort of the back corner with a crossbow up and a hatchet in the other hand, a hand crossbow in one hand and a hatchet in the other, aiming at Fable because he doesn't recognize you. You don't recognize anyone else in the room, by the way, Fable. And another individual who seems a bit less hostile than the others. He's wearing some fine clothes. Maybe like a businessman that makes a lot of money would wear this type of stuff. He is the one wielding the crossbow is a Goliath with like a chef's hat, actually. It kind of looks a little odd. The one in fine clothing is a half-elf by the looks of it. As you are getting your bearings, 2 more individuals enter as like you are collecting yourselves. The short dwarf individual that had jumped from the roof, wielding a massive greatsword and heavy armor on him. No helmet though, because he rides like that, I guess. Yeah. And a tall Firbolg woman, this furred individual, with sleek clothing, barely any armor, wielding a rifle. Fable, you would actually recognize this individual. She's worked with Otis on some smuggling runs before. You've never, like, talked, but you recognize her. This is Shay, a Firbolg rifle woman. That is the scene put before you. You're in a cold storefront.
Now, I'm not sure why, but in this room, I'm feeling a lot of hostility directed towards me. Now, that could be just a feeling, but I feel like...
Pipe down. This one's talking to Otis.
And the Goliath with the crossbow.
I think he needs your pipe. Can I borrow it?
Oi, little one. That's not what I meant.
Timmy, he wants you to stop talking, and I would have to say that him and I's goals align rather well. So I think it would be best for multiple individuals in this room if you wouldn't continue speaking.
As you're sort of whispering to him, Otis is waving down this Goliath like, Rodian, they're okay.
We're old friends. I don't know. These guys are new friends to me as well.
Yeah, I gathered.
It's not.
Should we go through introductions? I'm Otis. I have worked with Fable before. We're old friends.
I haven't even learned these 2 people's names.
Wonderful. We'll be learning together. This lovely fellow, and he points to the half-elf, sort of folding his arms, leaning against the back corner of the room, smiling to himself. This is Yorin, an associate of mine that I haven't introduced you to, Fable. That one with the crossbow that just yelled at the weird one is Rodian. Rodian Ivanovich. I have to say his full name, otherwise he gets angry at me. And that right there is Rat, and he points to the goblin. It's an odd name, but
I like it.
Yeah. As the other 2 individuals enter, Rex sort of claps Fable on the back, and he immediately sort of like goes into the back room, just like passing all of you by. He doesn't give a crap. The others don't really care to know you, I guess. So the Goliath enters the back room with Rex, and Shay follows them. So right now it's just Rat, the goblin, and Yorin joining Otis. Otis points to all of you. I guess introduce yourselves.
To you 2, my name is Fable. Fable.
And thank you for saving us.
You're welcome.
This is Peaches. Peaches is the one that got us into that whole scenario.
He reaches his hand out.
1,000-yard stare.
Peaches is out of it. Yeah.
He reaches for
Bramble. My name's Bramble.
Nice to meet you, Bramble.
Nice to meet you.
Do you? He reaches out his hand. Okay.
He shakes it.
Okay, cool.
King puts the hand on top. I'm King.
This is King.
Great.
So where are you from?
I'm from around here.
No, not you.
I have no idea where. Well,
You.
it's a whole thing. I haven't quite delineated where this man comes from yet.
Otis, still looking rather confused at the whole situation. Like, what were they trying to... I've seen the wanted posters.
Yes.
You.
I'd shake it.
Peaches. Why are you...
What do you know about the wanted posters? Who is that?
Some word has gone through. I imagine that's why those spellblades are here. They're from down south in Dryocton. They are hunting some cultist woman or some such.
Is that who's on the poster?
I believe so. At least that's what they've told us business owners.
Peaches, what are you doing? What are you into?
Do you not... You look very similar. The individual in the back who is introduced as Yorin, the half-elf, you get a better look at him as he sort of enters the candlelight that Otis just lit and is holding. He's on the older side, you can tell, but for a half-elf, you can never really tell their age. Some age like humans, some don't. He looks very well put together, even in a place like Wildfell, whose nickname is the City of Cloaks for a reason. He sort of like approaches and everyone gives pause. Right. You all look like individuals that could use a bit of a getaway plan.
Am I right?
Get away to where?
Well, we didn't kill that last Spellblade. He got away. So there's probably more individuals looking for you lot. Yes, King.
What's a spellblade?
A Spellblade are mercenaries hired by the Guild of Arcana, employed to hunt really anything.
Don't ask you a question.
You're really interesting, you know that. Anyway, Spellblades are basically mercenaries and fighters that also use magic. They're really interesting and also really hoity-toity in all of their dealings.
Put your hand down.
So, why are they hunting?
No one really knows. That's kept within the Guild of Arcana. Anywho's, you lot are interesting, and I think I could put you to work. No offense. You need...
Is there coin involved?
There is coin involved. There's also more resources I have that can...
to ask one question.
Okay. Yes.
It was a really...
Small individual.
I need to check my schedule and like reach in through like inside and pulls out like a leaf. Yeah, I got time.
Right, I have resources. Thank you. I have resources that could get such wanted posters that look like very much like you out of circulation. People are confused.
It's not.
So, the thing is that it's not her, and we're trying to find...
I gathered.
We're trying to find the person on the wanted poster, but not, like, hunting them.
See, it's hard to wander around with a face that's almost identical to a wanted poster, because...
I don't understand why it's so hard.
People like to draw pictures of me too.
I believe it.
Don't.
This is a business proposal. Thank you, Otis, for, introducing it, but if you would...
Hold on. Do y'all even fight? Y'all even have blades or skills or...
Fight? Man, no. It doesn't even matter.
Are you able
There's
to...
a dragon.
Hold on.
We don't need you to fight.
Are you able...
We just need feet. And eyes. That's all we need.
I don't have
It doesn't
feet.
matter because there's a dragon and I heard it.
You are a paranoid individual, aren't you?
Did you not?
I mean,
There's a dragon
rightly so.
and it's probably already burned down the village that we just came from.
There were
So,
rumors of a
And
dragon.
I heard it.
I haven't
before they
seen
got
this dragon.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen this.
Understood.
I don't really know what she's talking
You seem like a level head. I believe you more than I believe her, but also you are interesting.
Would you describe this dragon?
It was a dragon. It's silver and it was huge.
DM, can
Yes.
I make a check to see what King knows about dragons?
Sure, make a history check.
I guess
I'm going to say this is something interesting that King might have sought out. I'm going to say roll with advantage. Yeah.
Some dragons is my specified.
Fire.
Would it be more? Yeah.
Big.
Correction, you see it breathe.
Natural 20
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Breeze eyes.
for
did just roll a nat 20.
natural
You just
20
rolled
for a total of 20.
Natural 20. Okay. Dang. You've done some studying in your time. There was a...
you have.
if you can keep your attention straight, I guess.
Here's the thing.
You had Adderall.
King is actually really smart. They just don't know about a lot of things.
Just got hyperfixation.
Yeah. Hyperfixating.
The one day that King had Adderall was the day dragon books were around.
Yeah.
True. Dragons were my hyperfixation.
so-
for part of the year.
King, you...
20, it's like...
You remember entering a library on the Ashen Coast to the south. It was just open for the public, more of a tourist attraction almost. It was a small library, but one of the oldest on the continent. And you read quite a bit, very much hyperfixating on this massive, weird creature that you heard in passing stories are told about dragons that haven't been seen in hundreds of years. Some say they have seen them in the past decade. Who knows? And you read a lot on them. You know all of the types, and specifically the silver one that she's talking about, that Peaches is describing. You know, silver dragons are one of the most sort of interactive with mortals. You know, usually they're kind-hearted, or at least intrigued by, good-natured, I guess is a way to say. Curious. Yes. Especially the older silver dragons. Silver dragons are some of the most magically adept, I would say. Most dragons can't learn arcane magic, but those that do are usually silver.
So sort of kind of cocking their head a little bit, King goes,
Oh, a silver dragon? Perfect. Then we have nothing to fear. In fact, this dragon probably knows who you are.
This
They-
dragon was gonna destroy the town.
Are you sure it was silver?
Yes.
That's not what it's...
Peaches.
For the record, Fable is going to hide the fact that
He's going to hide the fact about the dream. Okay.
Peaches. You were kind of just assuming that this dragon had harmful intentions. I know. How do you know that it was going to go destroy? Because we didn't even see the dragon. You didn't see the dragon. Okay, but you...
I'm going to say Peaches and Fable. Make a quick history check. Peaches with disadvantage.
Oh boy.
It's a good one for the first one.
I'm going to say a DC. It's not that hard, especially for you, Fable. DC 12.
13.
Okay,
It gets
great.
destroyed.
5. Okay. You don't remember it. You're still super confident. Fable, you were experiencing... I'll say you've put 2 and 2 together. The individual you were inhabiting in this dream was probably Peaches, talking about this big silver dragon. You saw a silver dragon in the dream you had this morning.
Like the same clothes.
Yes. You were
like, this is...
You've put 2 and 2 together. That silver dragon was indiscriminate in its killing. So, like, hearing King describe it, you were like, that isn't a normal silver dragon.
Yeah, I'm like, well, okay, so I'll say then.
Well, I disagree that it could be virtuous.
In any of my reading, because dragons are usually, well, correct me if I'm wrong, dragons are usually well known, especially the older ones.
Oh, yeah.
Have I ever heard of a silver dragon that was more hostile or more chaotic neutral?
You did roll a nat 20, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a 23 total.
You got... Of course, you gotta mess my crap, don't you, by asking important questions.
It's me. It's my revenge for Painter.
You're totally going to take key.
Oh, 100%. Okay. I was already planning on taking Key Mind.
In your reading, you piecing it together, King. You don't remember specific details that much unless you're like super hyper fixating. And this specific story was really interesting to you because like the metallic dragons were like the most interesting to you because they're like, oh, these powerful creatures that are also usually virtuous, right? Yeah. And there was this story of one silver dragon named Vorkane, who is an ancient silver dragon dating back to like Unraveling Wars times. So she is like old dragon. She was like a very powerful spellcaster. She interacted with mortals a ton, like fighting alongside them. But she is also known as a horrible traitor. One of the worst individuals in like lore of Bahamut. Like in dragon lore, Vorkane is maybe one of the worst villains alongside like Tiamat even.
She betrayed the nation.
She betrayed like good individuals, good mages. She betrayed her fellows.
Okay, so
you don't know if this is that dragon, but you've definitely heard of a very prominent silver dragon.
Very similar story.
Yes. You've definitely heard of Tiamat. You've heard of evil metallic dragons, like on the rare occasion, like the old unraveling stories of this one metallic dragon that took a deal. You know, you've heard stories, but they are incredibly rare.
Yeah, for me, it's like not the detail. It's just like, but I know not to like rule it out.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
How old did the dragon look?
Really big.
It was really big. Like, would you say like this big or like this big?
Like this big.
Whoa.
That's really big.
That's for context. Peaches extended her arms full length.
So about the size of like
it was like fully extended.
A golden retriever, maybe?
Yeah. It was like, is entirely possible. While King's player was holding merely a poodle size.
I forget that you can't be seen.
Yeah.
I take back my earlier statement. This could be very bad. This could be Vorkane. Bad news. So, where was Vorkane? Or the dragon that could be Vorkane?
Supposedly it was like in this town we were traveling.
I'm just going to explain it as if you two are explaining it because I would know better than you two where exactly you'd be. They would have seen it on the road north. As they explained, they were traveling from Hadley, which is in the western center of Adrios, and they were traveling north to Wildfell. As they were traveling north, they encountered an old man. Stuff happened, and a dragon flew past them as they were going, and it flew southwest.
Do you have any other witnesses? Like, if there was a big dragon, I feel like
it doesn't matter because the old man is probably dead. We have to be optimistic.
Well,
she was the only one that saw it, and I heard it again just now. Take it with a grain of salt.
Like just now? Like,
Like,
why didn't I hear it?
but when we were
Do I hear a
talking
dragon?
to the other guys in the alley with the sword, yeah,
In the alleyway?
the Philip.
Oh, like you heard a loud, like,
yeah,
creature
that
on
was
the roof?
yes.
That was me.
You were not. That was your.
I snap my fingers and they hear the sound again. And then I snap my fingers and it goes away. Yeah, that was me.
Well, that's not very nice.
I was trying to scare them. I guess I scared you too. Yet there's no dragons here, especially not Volcanic.
That's what I'm saying. There's no dragons. They've been gone for a while.
Well, I don't think anyone ever killed her. So she's probably still around somewhere.
And killing people. How?
The only thing, I just don't, if there's a dragon flying around, I feel like people would be talking about it more.
Well, they can't because they're all dead. Okay, but
Yoren pipes up. Listen, I don't know what to tell you, King. Your logic is right through and through.
I'm very smart.
You're very smart. If she saw a dragon,
Eurasian king didn't have a brain.
you know what? Yoren sort of like gestures for everyone to calm down. There have been some rumors of a large creature terrorizing bits of the Eastern Arcanum. There have been some rumors, maybe it was a dragon, maybe not.
It was a dragon.
People say a lot of things. I'm not discounting you. And he like pats Peaches on the shoulder in a very awkward way.
Is this development new?
In the past, month or so.
If it's important, where was King a month ago? Like, would King have heard any of these rumors? Because I feel like no.
No.
Would you say King would have been like on Adrios or in Rudira?
Fable ominously.
Where we met, I met.
You were in
Fable
Rudira.
Then I was probably in Rudira
Okay.
last month.
Okay. Yeah, you haven't really heard any rumors about it.
Taking a moment to scout the local area, what did Fable notice while he was gone? He stepped out of the.
He stepped out.
Yeah.
You step out, you see there's a little bit of chaos. People are, there's bodies in an alley.
To make a perception check.
Sure, make a perception check. Yeah. You know one of the spellblades escaped. You don't know the means in which they escaped.
If it's with an advantage, it's something different. But for now, it's an 8.
You don't see much. Some people scream as they pass by. Some barely do anything. They've seen bodies before. This city is known for its lack of sort of order on occasion. There aren't a ton of guards actively wandering. Only during certain days or whatnot do guards actively patrol the streets. So
It's good to know that there's not much out there anyway. Otis,
Yeah?
what do you need, fellas?
I guess what Yoren was trying to propose in a rather rude way is a business proposition of getting trouble out of all of your hairs and simultaneously, no, King, getting you out of trouble. There we go. While simultaneously helping us.
If you could use smaller words for King, just so this is easier.
I understand.
I thought King was smart.
I am very smart.
Our organization, group of people.
I know what that word means.
Great. Our organization, the one, since last we spoke, Fable, I've done some dealings. We can chat later. We need to investigate an area of supposed import. There are artifacts that I've been smuggling for this lovely gentleman, and he points at Yoren, of artifacts from old Estemere. You know old Estemere as the southeasternmost region of Rudira, the region you were in. There's lots of ruins of old cities there. That's what Otis is talking about. He continues, there's been some complications and some rumors. We need people just to investigate the area, and we don't have enough feet on the ground, per se. It may look it, but we are constantly sending Rex and Rodion out on all sorts of... We don't have enough men, basically, and we need individuals to scout out a location for potential plundering of its artifacts.
Why haven't you contacted the Hunter Conclave?
This is sort of an off-the-books type of deal. I'm not working with them on this one. It's It's more professional, if you understand.
Lowercase p professional.
Yes.
Or uppercase p.
Lowercase.
All right.
You understand.
I understand.
I don't understand.
That's okay.
It's all right.
That was pretty much exactly expected, actually. So I was kind of banking on it, actually, that you wouldn't understand. I pretty much exactly predicted it, so I see no issues.
Yeah, there are no... Great job, King. You're trying. That's important.
Storing.
It's okay.
I don't like this situation, but we need people. It's hard to get people nowadays.
Okay,
and you all seem to have a trouble with certain individuals.
Otis, I'd like you to be honest with me.
I'd like to be honest with you as well.
Well, why are you asking us for?
Otis thinks for a minute, sort of waves Urine and Rat into the back room. Have you ever heard of the Accord? It's a group of smugglers, thieves, what have you. Urine is from Lundir, the capital. He's here for some business. They need artifacts of some sort from a specific location. I'm a good smuggler, so they came to me. I've worked with them on occasion, off the books from your conclave, and turns out we don't have enough men. Rex, Rodion, and Rat, the R's, are heading out tomorrow down south to check out the rumors that Peaches actually might be a part of.
All right. You got me on board as if. Just send it. You know the address to send it to.
Yes.
Directly to them, please.
Yes.
So you said Peaches might be part of this because that's all that we're looking for.
Well, as Yorin was saying, there's been rumors of talks of a massacre, they're using the word, in taverns all throughout the east of this cult, this group of religious fanatics. There's no information on them, so people just call them a cult. That was massacred by the Guild of Arcana for unclear reasons. That's what the R's are checking out. There will be pay.
I appreciate it.
And also, those wanted posters can disappear very quickly. Yorin is surprisingly influential with those types of things.
But they're helpful?
Are they?
They were helpful to us. I think it might be good so we don't get attacked like that again. I'm going to keep mine.
You can keep yours, all right.
All right. You can feel free to keep yours.
He's going to literally make them all disappear. Am I getting it?
You're getting it, King.
Getting it.
Yes.
Ready.
Good job.
All right, well.
How did you find this one?
I was in the woods.
It was
great.
That was in the
Weren't you heading out with
Jameson?
Jameson? Yeah.
So, okay. What's the danger level? I should ask first. And second, what's the danger level of me bringing this to the conclave?
Not great. We don't have...
So, don't know on the conclave?
Don't bring the conclave into this, I would say. Keep it
between friends.
Yeah. You won't be in too much danger.
That's okay. I get it. I understand.
But it's always best if you do it solo. You're capable, I hope. And with these 4...
That's all right. It'll be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Fable.
No, you're good. You're good. It's a job, right? All right. So you three down to party rack this? Find some answers, maybe. Hopefully, find out whatever the hell views come from.
I got nothing else to do. So.
If it's answers you two are looking for, I'm sure Yorin could do some digging.
Yes, actually. We're just trying to figure out where she's from.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Otis, I appreciate what you do.
Yeah.
Take care. Is there any other information we could gather?
Besides just how to get there, it's in Rudira, so you'll have to cross again. I know you were just uphill.
And head to rendezvous.
We get to ride a boat again?
Yes. Okay. Live again.
We do get to ride a boat again.
I like boat. We normally have a private ferry.
There's a lot of blue out there.
And I think we should take a public ferry.
I think that's best. You'll have to take a longer walk around.
Wait, I thought we were taking a boat.
We will, which is a different boat.
Oh, okay.
We have to walk further to get to the boat because it's a different...
You know,
he meant walk around.
You're exhausting sometimes. Sorry, my patience today has been...
Is that the thing where you guys turn off? You can turn off if you want.
I really wish I could.
Well, for it, it's less of an energy thing, more of a patience kind of a thing.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
I have that effect on people.
And he pulls out a map, lays it across the table. Right. It should be around here. And he points to the very, southeasternmost tip of Rudira. There should be a keep around that area.
All right.
It's...
I can lead him there. I've been there before.
Okay. We don't have much info on it. No one's been to the keep yet.
I can get him there.
Okay.
And I got friends in high places and low places. All right, last question. I just need, real quick, 5 silver pieces. Just
That'll do. Yes. We'll...
Just
yes. Oh, right now. Right. Yes, of course. Take a few gold, I guess.
That's just a gold?
Yeah.
I'll take a gold. No. Appreciate it. I'm sure it's fine. Just one. It's all good. Appreciate it.
If you want to lay low for the day, at least leave tonight.
I'll be back. It goes out the door.
Bye, I guess.
Even wait for him to...
All right. You three, I would suggest laying low tonight and leaving either...
King hits the floor.
I've closed up shop for the day, so you should be able to just...
Do we crash food?
Yes, you can...
That couch?
Yes, you can have that.
Blanket?
I do not have a blanket in my shop, no. That couch is for customers, so you can... Yes, you can sleep there. Oh, this is exhausting. And Otis walks to the back, leaving you alone. I can describe the room you're in to a more detailed...
Yes, please.
It's a pretty small business, business front. It's sort of like a parlor.
He's not 7 feet tall.
For clarity, King is not 7 feet tall.
King is actually average.
King is average height.
Yeah.
5'9", 5'11".
But we say they're a short king.
He's like,
That's fine.
he's like 5'8",
Okay.
probably.
So you're sort of in like almost like a jewelry parlor type deal. Like the old timey, like you walk in and there's a bunch of like glass cases on the walls and everything. Yada yada. There's a desk with a few trinkets on it. On one side of the wall, there's like ornamental weapons, actually. Sort of imagine, have any of you seen Andor?
Yeah.
Imagine that shop front, kind of.
Yeah.
Except much more like dingy.
More of like a medieval setting, right?
Yeah.
And
More of
rather
like
than a cyberpunk Star Wars setting.
Yeah.
Imagine not that at all.
It's a good comparison if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
It's those sort of odd trinkets. Lotus leads you to it. There is a single couch that be conjured with their no.
It's there now.
It's there now. I hadn't planned for there to be a couch.
Kept before it's
No.
manifesting.
Manifesting.
In fact, King snaps their fingers and a second couch appears. Fable is currently walking down the street.
It's okay.
The baker lady on the corner.
Great.
Bread. Yeah.
If anyone tries to lay on the created couch, okay.
I want you to do it.
I think actually Otis comes back in, sees a second couch, like magic, man, and like tries to lay down.
He just falls right through it.
Just falls right through it.
wasted a spell slot for that.
No, it was minor illusion.
Oh, okay.
It was a 5 foot.
I thought you were doing
He's just,
silently. I was like, wow.
I think just lays there on the ground, actually, just
You can't see him. He's under the
he's
couch.
under the couch.
Peaches is like, you should try to sit on the couch, see what happens.
See, that side doesn't work, but the other side works.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my god.
I'm very persuasive.
Otis is getting up and may sit on the other side of the couch.
Oh, that's a clunk.
And you know what? Peaches is global.
Peaches is gullible, yes.
It's not great. It's 12.
Okay. Otis does not sit on the other side of the couch and instead sulks back into the back room.
That wasn't for you. I'm sorry.
Bramble says a prayer for about a second in the corner of the screen. Flavor couch.
Bramble says a prayer.
Hit on the false
Peaches
couch.
also like goes to a corner and for like a solid 30 minutes is like saying stuff
Okay.
in a language that,
Mumbling to herself.
yeah.
Okay. You all wind down and await in the early hours of the morning to leave on this rather unexpected adventure. And I think that's where we'll end this episode.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Did you?
Next episode this time. So
That's copyrighted.
we'll end there. We'll see y'all in the next episode.